So what happened to the food delivery hustle in San Francisco? What up, internet world? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. Thought I would make a quick video just giving y'all an update about the whole app world in the city and how, you can make money with different apps, different food delivery apps. And thought I would answer some questions and, just freestyle, kind of, talk about what's been going on in the city, the food delivery world, the jobs, like folks waiting around, not making money, apps not working. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. So first off, I don't know if you guys know, but lately the game has been different, right? There's a lot of theories, there's a lot of chatter about why things are so slow or why things are slow for some people and why things are not slow for other people. But one thing I will say, this is not like it was before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, most people in the food delivery game didn't even talk because they were so busy, bro. They were just running back and forth. People didn't even have time to talk. And nowadays, you just see people hanging out all around all day, all times of the day, and they're just not busy because there's not that many orders. Sometimes I see like groups of people going and doing one order just because it's that slow, right? Before the pandemic, I knew a lot of people that were doing like the hot food delivery. They were doing it on like bicycles, right? Or like a scooter or just doing it in a car. Almost everyone I knew were someone who like English was their first language, okay? Nowadays, I notice that a lot of times when I'm at restaurants or if I'm at a drop-off location, and I might be doing one app or something, I'll see someone else and they don't speak any English because they may be at the front desk. We may be at the front desk about to go up on the elevator or something, and they'll say, like, the security guard may say, what floor are you going to? Like I say, I'm going to 7, and then you hear the other person, they got to show them the phone because they don't speak English, right? I've also heard of another theory that's been going on. This has been one why people don't get orders anymore. This kind of makes sense, but I don't know if this is true or not. I would love to know what you guys have to say about this down in the comments below. But I've been hearing that if you accept the order, like you're a carrier on a bicycle or a scooter or even a car, right? You accept the order and you drop that order off and it's spilled in any way. Now, if you think about this scenario, someone in a car is probably not going to spill orders as much, right? Not as much versus someone on a bike or someone in a scooter. Because early in the morning, if you go into Starbucks on a bicycle, it's kind of easy to spill a Starbucks order, right? On a scooter, I think it's probably a little bit easier to get it there without spilling it. But yeah, that's definitely something I've heard. And then I've also heard over time, you don't get as many orders if you keep messing up orders, if you keep delivering food to a drop-off location and it's spilled or it's damaged or it's missing, well, they don't give you many orders in the future. So over time, you just get less and less orders, right? So I don't know if that scenario is true, but that's one thing I've heard. Something else I will say that is very true is the amount of people that left. NEMA. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of NEMA, but anybody that's ever worked in the city, that's ever did food delivery for longer than a couple months, you've dropped off at NEMA, okay? NEMA is it's a apartment complex. They have multiple buildings. It's at 10th and Market, right? Big glass building there. Now, I want to ask y'all something else. If you've been working in the food delivery game recently, when was the last time you dropped the order off at NEMA? I hear crickets. The reason why I say that is because NEMA is a prime example of what has actually happened to the food delivery game. Okay, I'm gonna break this down in plain English. And when I get done breaking this down, you should have an idea of what's going on with the city and just how dead it is, okay? So NEMA. NEMA is a very large apartment complex. I think they have like 800 units or something like that. Large. A lot of people can live there. So NEMA was right down the street from Airbnb. Well, it was much farther down the street from Airbnb. I think Nemo's on 10th. Airbnb is at like 9th and Brandon. So it's kind of far from Airbnb, but it's really close to Uber, right? Uber is just right down the street, or it used to be. It was really close to Twitter, Square, right? So a lot of people that are working at these, companies, at these Uber, Twitter, Square, well, a lot of them were living at Nemo because it was so close, right? It was so close. Now, before I would always make deliveries going to Nemo because you had people working from home. You had people going home and they just have food delivered home. They hanging out. I had so many orders going to Nemo. And now I hardly ever go to Nemo because all those people have basically moved away. Now, just think how you used to go there all the time and now you never go. But Nemo is just one example of the city, of a place where you used to go where people would always order because it was full of tech workers, right? I'll tell you another place I used to go to all the time, that 333 Harrison. I used to hate going to 333 Harrison because if you know about that building, 333 Harrison, you gotta like go through this gate and then you gotta walk through this grass patch, and then you gotta get buzzed in, and you got to talk to someone at the desk, and you got to take one elevator, and then you got to go all the way around or all the way around this way. And it was just always like a long fiasco, right? But like now I like never go there anymore. And then also in the mornings, bro, I remember I used to always just hang out in the East Cut, bro. Just work one of them Starbucks in the East Cut. It's like 2, 3 Starbucks in the East Cut. I used to always just hang out there and just work them joints, yo. And then when everybody moved, I noticed that like I would hang out in the East Cut and just get no orders. Like before the pandemic, you could just hang out there and just be moving. You could just show up at like 6 in the morning and just be moving back and forth because you got so many buildings in that area and you got like a couple different restaurants, right? You could just be making money off of that. But then over time, all those people left, so it's less orders. So like now I hardly ever get an order going to like, what is it, 399 Fremont. I used to go there all the time. Hardly ever get an order because like I say, people have moved. So it's a lot of things that is changed in this whole food delivery game, okay? I'm gonna put y'all else on something else too, something else that's changing the game. And this is from the customer's perspective. It's called inflation, okay? So if you take a Uber ride back in the pandemic, let's say we was at Embarcadero and Market and we trying to get to the Mission. Before the pandemic, maybe it'd be like $15. But today, after the pandemic, it might be 18. Let's use another scenario, a burrito. Let's say we want to get a burrito delivered from the Mission District and we at Embarcadero and Market. Before the pandemic, maybe it was $15 to get that burrito delivered here. Now, today, after the pandemic, it's 22. So I might say, okay, I can order a burrito for 22, way more than it was before the pandemic. Or I might say, okay, I'm gonna get a burrito today, but tomorrow, instead of me spending $22 on a burrito, I'm gonna, spend $50 on Instacart, and I'm gonna get some items on Instacart that I can eat off of for 5 days, right? So that's just also another scenario that can be thrown into this whole deal of just inflation, and like people just noticing like, yo, inflation on food is higher than inflation on rides, because you got to think, before the pandemic, a car was pretty much the same cost to operate, right? After the pandemic, like car insurance went up like a little bit, but like a car is still about the same to operate as it was before the pandemic. But like, look at them prices in the grocery store, y'all. Look at food, look at restaurant prices. Like, inflation is hurt too. And you also got to think of the largest elephant in the room, the just massive amount of people that have moved away, and the massive amount of people that just don't go to the financial district anymore. There you have it right there. I mean, before the pandemic, man, lunchtime, you can make $200 in the financial district with a skateboard, just hanging out downtown. Nowadays, well, when I say $200, maybe from like 9 to like 2, 9 to 1, you can make like $200, yo. But like nowadays, it is not like that, y'all. It is not like that, bro. Like, it's so much competition out there. Also, nowadays, I notice You see so many scooters, bro. There are so many scooters, dude. And like sometimes I'll just go from neighborhood to neighborhood and I'm like, dang, man, they out here though. But yeah, everybody out trying to make money, and it's just not that many orders like it used to be. But for now, thought I would just wrap this video up, just make a quick one talking about the food delivery hustle, talk about the apps in the city because, yeah, things have changed. One thing I will say that has gotten a lot better over time is like the meter maids, bro. They don't just be, they're not like they used to be. Like now they got white zones in front of buildings, so they actually made it a lot easier to do deliveries because you got white zones everywhere. So you don't have to really worry about illegally parking if you can get in the white zone. But anyway, I'm out. Love to know what you guys have to say about this. Let me know down in the comments below. But for now, see y'all later. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, yo.